Приступим. Городской сопли. Сабетчик, бля. Короче. Чё там за...
I'm sorry.
Двигай нахуй.
Soon there won't be a pig.
Christ, pardon me.
Nice and slow.
Почему бегать нельзя, блядь? Почему, блядь, нельзя бегать, блядь? Хоть долбоёб это поставил. Бля, ебать.
God bless you.
God bless you. Hey! Are you trying to kill me?
Пизди нахуй.
Hey! My
Шо нахуй?
Are you blind? You almost ran into me. Easy, easy. Nice and slow. Whoa.
I'm sorry.
God bless.
Greetings to you too.
Комплес. Ой, да. Ой. Где там это хуйня? Я себе. Как это вот? Вот так.
God be with you.
Good men, so you can avoid danger. Hear what I say about the greatest evil of all.
Стражник.
I'm going to see the mint master.
Чё за нахуй?
May I enter?
Any fool could say that.
I have an appointment with him.
All right, go ahead then.
Alright.
But don't waste too much of his time.
Чё, блядь, он кто? Все залиты. Вечно, блядь. Нихуя тут установка на. Чего он там делал? О, блядь. Ультры.
Glad to see you again.
You have the gall to show me your face again?
смысле,
I'll call the
охуел
guards.
совсем?
Hold your horses. I'll come in peace. Actually, I have a little offer for you.
You've come to blackmail me again?
Call it what you like. I need to get into the city council assembly. And I reckon you can help me.
The assembly? The one King Sigismund is supposed to attend in person?
Сигизмунд не мой король, ты чё?
Sigismund's just a usurper.
Узурпатор, ёпта.
Wenceslas is the only true Bohemian king.
Singing Ruthard's song, eh? I might have known. Speak then. What do you want?
Do what?
And tell the truth.
What do what?
Well, I just want to climb the social ladder a bit. Nothing wrong with that, is
What
there?
do what?
And could you not choose a different occasion for that?
Have you forgotten I have you over a barrel? If you want to keep your position and your head on your shoulders, you better shape up.
All right, all right. Maybe
All
we
right, all
can
right.
make a deal. If I get you into the council, you'll behave appropriately and you won't betray yourself or especially me. And that will be the end of our business together.
Я согласен. И подкинешь пару грошей. Да нахуй.
All right. That seems like a fair deal.
You can get into the council assembly relatively easily. My cook's son will be serving there. He's roughly around your age. Maybe he can be persuaded to let you stand in for him. Although, Not everyone would want to give up an opportunity to serve the King of Hungary.
Как его зовут?
Who's this boy?
Franta's his name.
Panta.
Franta Kulda.
Панта, блядь.
He's an idler and a boozer, but he's proved his
Kulda.
worth as a waiter. Which reminds me, you'll need
Panta
his letter
Kulda.
of permission to
Охуенно
serve
не
in the council. Otherwise, you won't be let inside.
Пока, блядь.
What will I need to work as a waiter there?
Fast feet and good manners. And the livery of a royal waiter.
Excuse me?
Or do you think you can serve the king in a torn shirt and muddy hose?
Well, no. But I never heard about any livery before.
Our usual waiter had a brand new livery made specially for meeting the king.
А где эти возьмут?
Don't even show up there without it.
Where can I find the cook's boy?
He's supposed to pick up his new clothes at the market today from Master Tailor Schneider. You'll almost certainly run into him there. That is, if he's up and about after his boozing bout. I swear that fellow practically lives at that Tin Hen.
At the what?
That German alehouse, the Iron Eagle. That is Zum Eisernen Adler.
Железный орел.
What would work on him? How can I persuade him to give me his job?
Would you like me to give you a letter for him? I told you how to get to the assembly. Now do your part.
I'll be going then. See you at the council.
Just make sure we both come out of it alive.
Ебать его урод. Мне еще надо наряд, блядь, искать. Уел вообще, блядь. Письмо, блядь.
I'm sorry.
Шел нахуй. Пиздец, блядь. Ох. Ну, блядь, если покупать надо будет вещи. Нахуй надо. Что тут надо? Найти что-то? Наряд. А, ну я понял, куда идти. Да выруби фонарик.
I'm sorry.
Че, бортушно? Шляхтич, блядь. Глянь, куда вообще попить? Вот это, да? Шорни.
Come and say that you're fit.
Have a bowl as well. Sound as a bell.
Ты шорни.
What would you like, friend?
Торговать. Ну, пиздец,
What
покупать,
do you have
что
for
ли,
sale?
М. Тут вообще хуйня всякая. На лошадь. Шкуры всякие, блядь, кожи, нахуй.
I hope you find what you
Не, ребята,
How are your knees?
портной.
Feeling better?
Oh, yes. That ointment of yours is a gift from heaven. Now they only ache when there's
the
a storm
softest
coming.
linen
That's
canvas.
handy, isn't it?
Come and buy the
At least you know
finest
when to
canvas.
round
It
up the
happens.
cattle and gather
Just
in
watch
the
where you're
hay.
going next time.
Ты пиздишь мне на ухо.
When I'm
со
old
всех
and
сторон.
infirm, folks will come to me for the weather forecast.
Заебали.
I heard about this fella.
Ёбнутый.
Always got heartburn.
Чё такое? Чё, блядь, здесь, Катя? Добыть наряд королевского подавальщика. Ебать, а где добыть, блядь? Чё добыть, добытчик?
Three cripples,
О,
more
блядь,
like.
нихуя тут. Чё такое?
Take care of yourself then. Farewell.
Until we meet again. I wish you well.
Ну всё,
Have a bowl as well. Sound as a bell.
где мне добыть наряд? Ебать, лук, нахуй. Пизда.
I'm sorry.
Ну что тут? Выдают. Сука, не
I
умею.
told you, you dobbed me in.
Я ебал покупать, там дорого все. Да.
Greetings to you, friend. Yips.
встретились два долбоёба. Где портной-то этот? Нет его. Пиздец. Вот именно в этом месте. Время уже 9 час. И пойти спать, нахуй лечь.
The big city. There's no place like it.
Пизду. А почему все покупать надо? Заебали. Как будто я миллионер.
I better not forget about that council assembly.
Да забудешь тут, блядь. Надо ж купить, блядь. Шмутью ебать.
Beer on the table.
Ух, бля.
Where did you get that new bench? Ours is creaky. Might be getting splinters from it.
Ремесленник.
You?
Добыть, в смысле добыть? Погоди, так он говорит, что он придет за ним. Парчик. Его до сих пор тут нет. Ну где-то лежит просто. Забрать надо. Подушки всякие. Мгм. Это что такое? Ну здесь пизжу, это что?
The thief. What was that you're taking?
Все, она побежала меня сдавать нахуй. Пиздец, а где мне, блядь, покупать нахуй? Где продавец? Кто продавец? Я продавец нахуй. Должен быть, блядь. Пиздец вообще. Страшный кавалер. Ну и хули, блядь. Где портной? Пиздец. Ждать надо постоянно. Пока он там нагуляется. О, блядь.
The city council will be convening soon.
I'll be with you, sir.
I'll have a look at you.
Наряд, блядь. Что означает наряд? Было бы сразу для задания. Все, я бы сразу купил. Блядь, я должен сейчас нахуй. Чего я должен? Как понять, что мне надо? Тут пиздец дохуя все. Нихуя не понимаю. Плащ, жупан, туника, гамбизон, блядь.
What can you do? Maybe next time then, sir. You rude little beast!
Ну что не
Call that
воспитанный
dog to
собака?
heel.
You're acting like
Чё, пидорас, нахуй?
go and whistle somewhere.
Ну а, блядь, шляешься тут. Поведение у тебя хуёвое.
Heel.
Off you go!
Да не ладно, не надо пиздеть. Мать собака.
Aye, that's right. Just go away.
Он просто шляется где-нибудь. Да. Ой, блядь, что по заданиям? Наряд, блядь. Нарядное платье Франты Кулдауна, которое для него по случаю портной Шнайдер пошил. Где портной Шнайдер?
The
Ищем
finest
портного
wares.
Шнайдера. Ты портной Шнайдер. Портной Шнайдер.
Hats, furs,
Quality
ornate
goods.
pouches.
The finest wares.
Портной Шнайдер. Печатный шоурум. Шнайдер. Портного, само собой. Надо на рынке искать. Только днем.
Get out of here, man!
Блять, искать на рынке портного Шнайдера.
Come and take your pick.
Ты что ли?
New
Greetings, sir.
О, слыхал, ты шьешь одежду для Франта.
I hear one Franta cooldown is supposed to come and pick up new clothes from you.
You're too late. Franta already came and picked up the goods. You
В
just missed
смысле,
him.
блять? Ты опоздал, говорит, нахуй. В смысле, нахуй я опоздал? Пиздос. Сейчас загрузимся.
I better not forget about that council assembly.
О, 5 утра. Так, пойдем. Сейчас должно быть много. О, хуй нет. Эй, блин.
Greetings.
Я самый первый приду. Тут продают хлеб, хлеб. Давай ждем. С 8. С 8, суки. Работаю.
I'm sorry.
В смысле? Я ж сюда заворачиваю.
Linen canvas.
A fine-
The softest linen canvas. Come and buy.
fine Dave.
I wish you were
I hear
Aye, the finest. I spent the best part of 2 weeks working on them. And damn, but it was worth it. With clothes like that,
as it happens. Would you sell those clothes to me?
for a start, I doubt they'd suit you. And besides, how would it look if I sold ordered goods to some stranger off the street?
Блядь, 2000, нихуя ты, блядь.
Don't worry. I'll make it worth your while.
Well, that's a nice sum. I reckon it'll even compensate me for the trouble I'll have with this. I suppose I can tell Franta I made a mistake and quickly start all over again.
Охуеть. Шапочка королевского, штаны и кафтан. Охуеть. Неплохо.
This could use some repairs.
3 предмета за 2 косаря.
Fine Dave.
Все можно пиздовать.
Come and take a look. Quality good.
Хватит переодеться. Снять эту всю заводку с себя. Надеть шапочку. Чё там, как я? Тело. О, кафтан. Ой, ебать. Штаны. А ноги чё? Все, ебать. Ладно. Простите, я не хотел обижать. Чего такое пиздец?
I give up!
Хуярик.
Can't just kill animals that belong to someone.
Я случайно ёбнул.
That hen could have laid. Once we get out.
Пизди на.
All right, I'll pay.
Now show me.
All right.
Well, this is obvious. All right, Well, I don't want to.
Чего там как написано?
Clear off.
Кольцо, иди нахуй, слышишь ли? Ебать, книги спиздил у меня. Не, так не пойдет, друг. Уверен, вообще. И книги еще спиздил, блядь, которые почитать надо было. Ну или проверяют, блядь, охуевшие. Ой, сука, блядь. Ёбнутый. Так, вы что, тут где-то, да, на втором этаже? Франта, вот этот, да?
Good morning to you.
You must be Franta Cooldown.
I am.
I'm Henry. I heard you're...
I am.
It still hurts.
But the thing is, that job is just my thing. And a fella could easily disgrace himself in front of the king. Do you feel up to it?
Look here. It's not like I'm all that keen on it, but it's well paid. Apart from that, it's a bit of a pain in the arse. Them councillors stuffing their faces and guzzling wine, while I run around like a bugger with pitchers so they don't run dry. Why would you want to stick your nose in there?
Let me put it another way. How much do you want for your place?
Finally, some sensible talk. But it won't come cheap. When I count it all up, new clothes, wages, a backhander to get in there at all, not to mention the coin I'd make in other places if I could say I served the king of Hungary.
But
All right, here you are,
Come on,
you
Richard.
daylight robber.
To begin with, you'll need confirmation that you've worked as a waiter at the council and you're capable of serving even His Majesty. Look here. Do you have any idea what's expected of you? Can you tell different wines apart and that?
Ah, du lieber Gott.
нет.
Well, to tell the truth, I'm not exactly an expert.
You're off to a great start, but whatever. If you make a mess of it and the king has you whipped, you've no one to blame but yourself. Show the confirmation to the head butler. Tell him I sent you and think up some good excuse. Clear?
That makes sense.
And you'll need a waiter's livery. I had a brand new one made. I didn't get round to picking it up, so go and see Schneider in the
Я уже
market.
забрал ее.
Thanks. I won't disgrace you, I promise.
You better not. Take care.
Опять письмо? Не ожидал, да что там? Ой, бля, пену нахуй. Иное. Вот, грамота. Ее, наверное, отдать надо. Так, подожди, куда пошел? Не надо. Выйти мне. Так, подожди. Нихуя. Чем занимаемся?
Well then, does the poor thing still not know?
The poor thing. It's her fault for being so thick. A strange woman visits her old man every day and she still hasn't twigged. Oh, and the way they talk to each other. Look at this nice bun I bought for you, she says.
Doesn't it smell nice?
I can't say no to that. And you just have to taste my sausage. It's ready and waiting for you. The two of them are having it off. Even a deaf blind could tell.
We should tell her.
Why? Let her figure it out herself. I've got enough worries of my own.
Уедь. Серьезные дела. Не понял. Пиздец. И чё, выйти как отсюда? Улицы. Писец. Мою... О, это ты, да? Мне надо отдать.
Franta Cooldown sent me. I'm to stand in for him at the council assembly.
Franta's not coming? What's wrong with him?
Блядь. Улица. Скажу, что...
He got poisoned. Probably from food. He's writhing in agony. By turns praying and cursing, spewing from both ends.
Oh, that's enough. All right. At least you're here.
We can't be without a waiter here, when the king himself will need waiting on. So, let's have a look at you.
Have you got Franta's certificate?
Sure. Here it is.
Everything's in order. Now, about your livery. You've got a waiter's cap, a tunic you have. Hose are good.
It's a good thing you've got no steel on you.
You need to be light on your feet to run around tables. Everything as it should be. Glad to see it, lad. Do you know what your duties are? For an inexperienced greenhorn like you, it'll be a great responsibility.
Well, I'll happily listen to any advice. I wouldn't want to foul things up.
I should certainly hope not. Now listen. A good waiter should stand in a corner, look willing and ready, and not get in anyone's way. In short, behave as if you're not there. But when one of the gentlemen calls for wine, you run and pour it for him on the double. You'll find the pitchers on a table by the door to the chapel. You take one and go to their table and pour for them. White Tokaib or red monastery wine.
White or red, by the door to the chapel. Got it.
But for Councillor Adam of Zarzhitz, you must not pour at all. When he drinks, he disrupts and makes trouble. So the assembly has to be interrupted, or otherwise it never reaches an end. We can't allow that to happen in the presence of the king.
All right. Sir Adam of Zarzhitz stays dry.
And if the king himself wants wine, you pour for him with lowered eyes. Don't look at him. And the most important thing?
Не перепутать напитки.
Remember who wants what?
That too, but more importantly,
Мешать
do
всё
not
видеть.
disturb the councillors at their work. They have a lot to discuss. And in general, a good waiter has to be invisible, blind, and deaf.
Oh? I thought I had to keep my ears pricked.
Well, yes, but only to what anyone wants from you. No excuses, and provide everything that anyone wants from you. Understood?
Понятно.
Absolutely. I'm a waiter, after all. Not some street gossip monger.
Correct. And if you manage not to botch it up, you can even rise on the social ladder. Not just anyone can serve the King of Hungary, but you'll manage it, right?
Can you tell me once more what I have to do?
Are you soft in the head? You stand in a corner, keep your mouth shut, and when someone orders wine, you go and serve them. Don't pour for Adam of Zarzhitz, because he can't hold his booze. Red monastery wine, white Tokai by the door to the chapel. Got it?
Все понял.
I know everything I need to. I can do it.
Excellent. Put away your things here. It's easier to serve with a lighter load. You can wait in the cubbyhole for the servants.
Our current Waffen arsenal is a joke, and on top of that, the army was requisitioning from it. Should the town reserve
Hey,
have
wait,
worse
pause,
weapons than
Kai.
any räuber in the domain?
What are you getting at, Eldris?
I'm saying that the
I apologize,
bandits who
sir.
freed Hinnick,
Which
the
one?
Dry Devil,
White
used
Tokai.
that
Белого
thing,
такайского.
that Hackenbücher. Hand cannon. Can you believe it? Where did they get them?
Да.
You're the one who should know where they got them, since you're a gunsmith.
What are you implying, Friedrich? All I'm saying is that they had them, Herrgott.
Boy,
It is
are you
eine
deaf or
Schande
something?
when
Why?
outlaws have better weapons than the city garrison. And Herr König
как тебе?
surely knows this too.
What is it, Eldris? You smell a deal?
Sir?
What I smell is that your stubborn heads do not realize
you, waiter.
what Schwierigkeiten this is. The Dry Devil is running free. There are Raubricker everywhere in the region. We have the army
sorry.
bearing down,
I
and
wasn't
you
paying
want to
attention.
defend yourselves with a few rusty halberds.
And who is it you want to fight, exactly? The merciful King Sigismund is providing us with protection, isn't he?
Der König and his army will not be here forever.
I'd like some monastery wine.
Shut up!
Refill my cup, boy.
The king can arrive at any moment. What if he heard you?
What then? We're sitting
I
atop
apologize,
the
sir.
biggest silver
Which
heap
one?
in the kingdom,
Red and
we're
quickly.
supposed to
Careful.
defend it with brooms?
You're right, Eldris. But where can we get the coin for better equipment?
We can always confiscate the
это
property
Адам
of the
из-за-
king's enemies.
Ему не надо
Nicht
набивать.
wahr?
We are more than familiar with the jämmerlich state of our armory. And the king is surely aware of it
это же
as well.
Адам.
Monastery
Maybe
wine,
if he
here.
waived some of the
Ой,
taxes,
кошмарак.
The king fears that this town will rise against him. He'll take the arming of the city's militia as a preparation for war.
So you suggest we just wait with arms crossed for the Raubritter
Monastery
to
wine,
wreak
here.
havoc all around?
We can always ask the king to bring order to the realm with his army.
But then the
Да, ему не
Dörfler
надо.
will rise up.
I'm afraid I see no solution.
I'd like
the
to
current
oblige,
situation.
but I'm
We
not
shall
allowed.
wait and
This is
see what His
unbelievable.
Majesty thinks about the matter.
буянишь.
Maybe we can change his mind. Vielleicht. Waiter, pour me red wine.
Чё,
I apologize, sir. Which wine?
Monastery red.
красного, красного. Окей.
Good, sir.
Well, thank the Lord.
I'd like to report to the Honorable Council on the cleanliness of the city and the state of the public baths.
I'd like some monastery wine. Refill my cup, boy.
I apologize, sir.
Same thing.
Which wine?
Red and quickly.
So, the cleanliness of the city is not what it should be. The current baths in the city fall far short of covering all the citizens' needs.
You're right, Jerome. But a woman named Betty has showed up on Hopbrink.
Нельзя наливать.
Repair the baths that used to be there.
Пиздить начинает.
She's a protege
Monastery
of
wine.
mine.
Here.
Her efforts are commendable, but I don't think she will succeed.
Чё ты руку
It
потянул?
takes a firm hand, not soft, feminine fingers.
A moment ago, you were complaining there weren't enough baths.
That's not a good
We
idea,
support
sir.
her.
This is
Something like this
unbelievable.
is better handled by trustworthy people,
You there.
like my
Who were-
friend, bathhouse proprietor Adam. The need for cleanliness and citizens' health
More wine,
should not
Master
be
Bailiff?
underestimated.
I have enough.
No
wine. Come
overestimate.
closer.
If someone needs to wash, there's a river just a few...
I need something from you. There is an item in my study that I confiscated from a female thief. She thought she could wriggle out of it by telling me who the item belongs to.
And what is it?
A silver goblet. She sneaked into Sir Ulrich's house and stole it. No one's noticed the theft yet. But if Ulrich finds out, he'll turn the city upside down to find the culprit. Go and get it. And don't you make a mess there, understand?
City clean is important, but we don't have money to spend. Arguing about
Where can I find...
Use your eyes and come right back.
It's only a waste of time because we're always arguing about the same thing.
Not at all. If you'd finally admit that it's a trifle, we wouldn't have to keep coming back to...
A trifle? Do you ever walk the streets here? Sewage, rats, slop, and rubbish. The least we can do for the citizens is to provide them with a place to wash up.
What
Whose silver
nonsense.
might this be?
Next, you'll want me to serve wine to everyone for free.
So, did you find it?
I did, Master Bailiff. Here it is.
Not so loud. Show it here. That's it. And now go back to your job.
I got word that Rutard has pulled off another deed.
That's nothing unusual. That old weasel will never accept that the city isn't run his way.
I
At
fancy
least
some
until His
Tokai.
Majesty honours
Refill,
us with
boy.
his visit. And as we
I
know,
apologise, sir.
Gunslin absolutely hates him.
Tokai.
He can hate all he wants, as long as he does no damage. Ulrich, what have you got to say about it?
Me? Well, I'm not sure what you're implying.
I'm speaking about the Rutard incident. You
sir.
were there, weren't you?
Oh, that. Just a small
Well,
misunderstanding.
thank the Lord.
We've sorted it out and everything's settled.
My ears must be deceiving me.
Ебать
Are you
работало.
defending Rutard? Besides,
наливать вино
if his men attacked yours,
boy.
as I've
Full
heard,
cup of
then we have a
monastery
good
wine.
reason to
I
punish him.
apologise, sir.
What happened there?
Which wine?
Red.
Leave nothing out.
And quickly.
I don't like Ruthard, true, but in this case it really was nothing.
Everyone in the city gossiped about it. I heard there were several dead.
Good,
Did
sir.
you? That's grossly exaggerated. I don't
Thank
think
you, waiter.
Ruthard will cause any trouble. He is sensible enough not to draw attention to himself while the king is here.
That's true. Because if we don't do something about him, the king himself will put an end to him, and soon.
Unless he puts an end to us first. God knows what he wants to tell us.
Я
If
мог
nothing
замутить клубок
happened,
себе.
there's no point in dwelling on it. Let's move on.
I'm sorry, Andreas, but I wouldn't brush it off so quickly. Why do I have the feeling you're not telling us the whole truth, Ulrich?
You there,
Are
lad.
you accusing
A cup
me
of bread.
lying?
And don't you
Those are
skimp on me.
strong words, my friend. Nobody said anything like that, did they?
Then why doesn't he tell us what really happened?
I apologise, sir.
I'm not
Which
keeping
wine?
anything from you.
Monastery red.
There's little truth to the rumors circulating
Ну
around the
давай.
town. Yes, Ruthard and I had a little disagreement, but we ended it quickly because his daughter
Sir?
wanted to get involved. I didn't want to expose the girl to any
Well, thank the
unpleasant
Lord.
sights.
So Rutard
Да долго
is
они будут
hiding
это
behind his
здесь
own
и-
daughter's skirts.
As if it wasn't enough that he sent his son to die defending the city.
All right. If we really don't have anything new to say, let's turn the page.
Things have got out of order in the town. Some adventurers decided to take the law into their own hands and restore the tradition of duels. It's not only barbaric, but also illegal. If we tolerate this, the rabble in the city will go wild and do whatever they want. I suspect the gentleman from the city's sword fighting school brought this custom to us. That German, Menhard, is just hanging around the
Hey,
market
boy!
looking for
a full
trouble.
cup of
Don't
monastery
be
wine.
ridiculous, Forsucker. You act like you've never been in a fight yourself.
I apologise, sir.
And to accuse
Which
a
wine?
swords
Red,
master
and
without
quickly.
a shred of proof.
Монастырский, короче, красный.
We're not some old fishwives in the marketplace.
So you will just leave it be?
Proven offences are punished by the bailiff. And that's that.
Don't hang
There are
around
more
me.
pressing
Vanish,
matters to
you
deal
hear
with.
me?
More pressing than the open contempt of the whole town garrison. The guards are apparently settling accounts
Hey!
their own way.
Waiter!
We'll soon be the laughing
Refill,
stock of
sir.
the whole
Do you think I
town.
come to the council just to guzzle
Rest
wine?
assured, the
Come
whole
here.
town is already laughing at us all day long.
What can I help you with, sir?
I left my gloves in the chapel. I took them off to pray, but then I rushed here and forgot to take them. I can't just get up and walk out now. But if you
Ой,
disappear
бля,
for a
заебал
little
тут.
while,
Let people throw dirt on our work.
All right.
I knew I could count on you. While you're at it, count how many figures on the mural have
We'll
wings.
never get anywhere like this.
What?
Because I'm bored, and because I told you.
Хуя-то охуел, сколько, блядь. Фигурная краска. Печатка.
That was easy enough. And he wanted me to count
Ну,
the
еще
winged
хотел, чтобы
figures.
сосчитал фигуры с крыльями. Чё, блядь? Фигуры? Где, блядь, эти смотреть? Фигуры с крыльями. Раз, два, три, 4, 5. А. Вот фигуры с крыльями, да? Раз. Два. Три. 4. Возможно.
Since there's the eternal dispute over the cathedral,
Смысл?
the building of the church is dragging on, and in the meantime, there are
That'll be a
calling
sight to
diocesan
see.
pilgrimages to settlers, right under our noses.
Бля, чё, я долго думал, что ли? Пиздец. Я ебу какие фигуры там и дохуя всего, бля. Я не ебу, какие тебе надо.
The city reserves are in urgent need of
There are the
weapons.
pictures of wine.
Unversüglich.
Hopefully I won't splash anyone's shoes.
It's a joke. And on top of
Hey,
that,
boy,
the army
a
was
full cup of
requisitioning
monastery
from
wine.
it.
I apologise, sir.
Should the town reserve
Which
have
wine?
worse
Red.
weapons than any räuber in the
speaking
domain?
What are you getting at, Eldris?
I'm saying that the bandits who freed Hinnick, the Dry Devil, used that thing. That Hackenbücher.
Good, sir.
Hand cannon. Can you believe it? Where
Thank
did they
you,
get
Rita.
them?
You're the one who should know where they got them, since you're a gunsmith.
What are you implying, Friedrich? All I'm saying is that they had them, Herrgott. It is eine Schande when outlaws have better weapons than the city garrison.
I'm sorry.
And Herr König surely knows this too.
What is it, Eldris?
Waiter, get me white.
What I smell is that your stubborn heads do not realize what Schwierigkeiten this is. The Dry Devil is running free. There are Raubritter everywhere in the region. We have the army bearing down, and you want to defend yourselves with a few rusty halberds.
And who is it you want to fight, exactly? The merciful King Sigismund is providing us with protection, isn't he?
Der König and his army will not be here forever.
I apologise.
Shut up! The
Which
king
one?
can arrive at
Are
any
you
moment.
colorblind?
What if he
Right.
hurt you?
What then? We're sitting atop the biggest silver heap in the kingdom, and we're supposed to defend it with brooms?
You're right, Eldris. But where can we get the
sir.
coin for better equipment?
We can always confiscate the property of the king's
thank the
enemies.
Lord.
Nicht wahr?
We are more than familiar with the jämmerlich state of our armory. And the king is surely aware of it as well. Maybe if he waived some of the taxes.
The king fears that this town will rise against him. He'll take the arming of the city's militia as a preparation for war.
So you suggest we just wait with arms crossed for the Raubritter to wreak havoc all around?
We can always ask the king to bring order to the realm with his army.
But then the Dörfler will rise up.
I'm afraid I see no solution of the current situation. We shall wait and see what His Majesty thinks about the matter. Maybe we can change his mind. Vielleicht?
I'd like to report to the Honorable Council on the cleanliness of the city and the state of the public baths.
Hey, youngster, some red.
Опять? А, тебе же нельзя, ебать, я забыл.
I'm sorry, sir.
So, the cleanliness
Orders
of
from
the
above.
city is
Oh,
not
You can
what
keep
it should
that
be.
slop.
The current
I'm
bars in
the
the
biggest
city
wine
full
cost
cost
in
covering
town.
all the citizens' needs.
You're right, Jerome. But a woman named Betty has showed up and
More
hovering.
wine,
and wants
Master
to
Bailiff?
repair the baths
I
that
have
used to
enough.
be there.
She's a
closer.
protege of Marash.
Блядь.
Her efforts.
I need. There isn't. She thought. No one going.
Where can I...
Use you and come.
A moment ago, you were complaining there weren't enough baths. Shouldn't we support her?
Something like this is better handled by trustworthy people, like my friend, bathhouse
Nice.
proprietor Adam.
Whose silver
The need
might
for
this be?
cleanliness and citizens' health should not be underestimated.
Nor
Serебряный
overestimated. If someone needs to wash, there's a river just a few steps from the city walls.
Certainly. And they can get leeches there for free as well. And while he's there, a man can shave and take a...
Когда тебе помочь? 4.
You know what.
So what? Going to the baths is neither a civic duty.
So, did you find it?
I did.
Not so. And now go.
Are you questioning God's plan? The Black Death had nothing to do with the baths. Unless the Lord wishes to punish
Сука,
the
что так
wickedness
долго
that's
ждать?
going on in there.
Keeping the city clean is important, but we don't have money to spare. Arguing about who is going to wash where and how is a waste of time.
I got word that Rutard has pulled off another deed.
That's nothing unusual. That old weasel will never accept that the city isn't run his way, at least until His Majesty honors us with his visit. And as we know, Gunslin absolutely hates him.
He can hate all he wants, as long as he does no damage.
Waiter, pour
Ulrich,
me red
what have
wine.
you got to say about it?
Me? Well, I'm not sure what you're implying.
Horseshit! You know full well, everybody knows. He wiped the floor with you.
Compose
Monastery
yourself, Adam,
wine.
and
Here.
stop drinking. The king might come any time now.
That's right. Let's not burden
Well,
the anointed monarch with such...
Me? Compose myself. Me?
Сука, не наливать. Я такой,
I beg your pardon.
I'd like
I
some
demand
white.
that you...
Ruhe! Franz,
I apologize,
please
sir.
continue.
I'm speaking about the
Why-
Rutard incident.
Hawkeye.
You were there, weren't you?
Oh, that. Just a small misunderstanding. We've sorted it out and everything's settled.
My
sir.
ears must be deceiving me. Are you defending Rutard?
Thank you, waiter.
Besides, if his men attacked yours, as I've heard, then we have a good reason to punish him.
What happened there? Leave nothing out.
I don't like Rutard, true, but in this case it really was nothing.
Everyone in the city gossiped about it. I heard there were several dead.
Did you?
Hey, waiter.
That's grossly
Pour me some monastery
exaggerated.
wine.
I don't think
I apologize,
Rutard will
sir.
cause any trouble.
wine?
He is
Monastery
sensible enough
red.
not to draw attention to himself while the king is here.
That's true. Because if we don't do something about him, the king himself will put an end to him, and soon.
Unless
sir.
he puts an end to us first. God knows what he wants
Well,
to tell
thank
us.
you.
If nothing happened, there's no point in dwelling on it. Let's move on.
Things have got out of order in the town. Some adventurers decided to take the law into their own hands and restore the tradition of duels. It's not only barbaric, but also illegal. If we tolerate this, the rabble in the city will go wild and do whatever they want. I
Чё такое,
suspect the gentleman from the
Шерсть.
city's sword
I'd
fighting
like some
school brought this
monastery
custom
wine.
to us.
Refill
That
my cup,
German,
boy.
Menhard, is just
I
hanging
apologize,
around the
sir.
market looking for
Which
trouble.
wine?
Monastery
Red. You act like you've never been in a fight yourself. And to accuse a swordsmaster without a
sir.
shred of proof. We're not some old fishwives on the market.
Don't hang around me.
So you'll just leave it be?
Proven offences are punished by the bailiff. And that's that. There are more pressing matters to deal with.
More pressing than the open contempt of the whole town garrison. The guards
Everything
are
in
apparently
order?
settling
Not
accounts
quite.
their own way.
But I
We'll
think you
soon
might
be
be
the
able to help me.
laughingstock of
What can I help you with?
I took them off to pray, but then I can't just get up and walk out now.
So what if they have one more
I really shouldn't.
A fine servant you are.
The town council is squabbling constantly at the Emperor Charles, and no one is left unscathed.
And you, a councillor, let people throw dirt on our work?
Youngster,
If I
some
threw out
red.
everyone who complains over a beer,
That's not a good
I'd
idea,
soon be
sir.
out of
Am I
customers.
supposed to die of thirst here, or what?
We'll never get anywhere like this. Why waste our time?
Since there's the eternal dispute over the cathedrals, the building of the church is dragging on, and in the meantime, they are calling diocesan pilgrimages to settlers, right under our noses. It's just a village with a monastery, and they are going to make a royal mining city. Why can't we build faster? Hire more craftsmen, start with night shifts.
Hey, waiter!
Because those
Pour me
so-called
some Tokai.
craftsmen are a band of parasites. You pay them, they come late, or report sick, and if they do come, their work is shit, and you have to pay someone else to put
there's
it
my
right.
right.
It's
Sorry.
a waste of time. I tell you,
About
a waste
time.
of time.
Adam, don't interrupt the proceedings with your drunken ranting,
Nice.
even if you are in the right. And as for you, Endelin, haven't you noticed there's a war going on? Are the experts from far off supposed to work in a city under siege?
Besides, I get the feeling there's something other than the welfare of the city behind your complaints.
Pour me red wine.
Do you? And what would that be?
Like, for instance, that you'd like to have your own altar there?
So what if I would?
Hold your horses, gentlemen. That space in the side
Waiter,
wave is mine.
I wanted monastery
Hell
wine.
is over, my friend. Your place is at least 2 steps behind
Good.
mine.
A
Now run on.
swordsmith dares to insult me? Ha! I think not.
Worthy councillors, we are not on the marketplace to argue like fishwives. The construction of the cathedral is proceeding slowly, and, as Jerome says, there is a war, and there is neither money nor craftsmen.
I'd like some
but
white.
with our joint powers, we will finish the building to the glory of God and our city, even if it takes 100 years. What is next in the order of business?
Sir?
Thank you, waiter.
О! Конец-то, блин.
I'm telling you, something is being planned.
Oh, I doubt it. No one's gonna tackle Rootard.
Кто это, блин? Кстати, это как курта курва, блин. Нихуя это кто, блин? Блядь, улиц идет. Бля, уже не Хе-хе. Наливайте нормально.
You have nothing to fear. Not you.
Unlike this plan of false!
то же время. И...
Come now, Father. Put a little life into your dying. Seen more cheerful priests at funerals.
I'd rather be at one than here. I hoped I'd never see this fortress again in my life.
Unpleasant memories?
You have no idea. I didn't part ways with my father on entirely good terms. 20 years ago.
And now you're 2 decades older and wiser. At your Ujit's parish, you spread the word of God to your flock, and you saved my neck and Henry's too. I'd say your father should be proud of you.
None of that matters a damn to him.
Who knows? Maybe that 20 years has changed a thing or two.
You know what? Let's drop the subject. Do you know any of the guests here?
Most of them I'm seeing for the first time in my life. It's a pretty varied company. We've had bandits, nobles, burghers, a priest, and even a rabbi coming together here. It's like the start of some joke.
Wait a moment. Rabbi, you say? The Kuttenberg rabbi?
Yeah. He came with a retinue. But for now, they're keeping mostly to themselves. Maybe you should go and welcome some of them. After all, this used to be your home. And you're a spiritual man too, so you should have something in common.
I wouldn't be too sure. But I suppose I can try. Who's that French fellow you brought here from Malashov?
The great Baron Brabant. Been everywhere, knows everything, and has the keys to half the kingdom. He's got more fairy tales than my old nanny.
Can he be trusted?
He's a blabbermouth, but a harmless one. Besides, he defended Kuttenberg, and you know how that went. If he were on Sigismund's side, he'd hardly have been locked up with me.
How does it feel to breathe free air again?
What can I say? You can never truly appreciate freedom.
Or until you become a priest.
No fear of that in my case. I intend to enjoy life, to wine, women.
What do you plan to do now you're a free man again?
What do you think? Get drunk, woo one of the local wenches, and wake up in the morning with no hose and a head like a church bell.
Have you perchance forgotten we're supposed to be deciding the future?
I'll leave that to the older and wiser.
Dear me. I'd rather creep off into some corner with a full wineskin. But I suppose I'll have to introduce myself to the rest.
Indeed you should. After all, you are one of the...
Oh, don't start with that.
In that case, you should sound out Radzig and Hanush and find out what they're actually planning.
Good to see you, friend. God be with you, friend.
Such rare guests. One wouldn't expect to find among Christians representatives of your community. I'm Godwin. My greetings to you.
Peace be with you. Neither would one expect a priest here.
How do you know I'm a priest?
It's not difficult to... And we are both... I'm Yehuda, leader of the rabbinical court in the sacred... And this is...
Who would rather not be here? Why did we have to come here, Sadie? Can you not see everyone is staring at us?
Because we all need to help. And why would they not stare when you are frowning so?
Yehuda.
Are you looking for friends among us?
Let us say rather that we have chosen a side. The situation in the town and the kingdom is unsustainable. You have men and weapons. We have the means to sustain them.
Why are you telling this to a Koimer? You wanted to deliver what we brought to the Margrave and quickly leave.
Everything in good time, Samuel. We have just arrived, after all.
Did you come to lend money to the lords?
Not to lend, but to give. Help given to the needy is repaid only by God.
You don't even know if you can trust them. With that money, we could have paid mercenaries ourselves.
You remind me of my young friend Henry. He's a bit of a hothead too.
Henry? That messenger of Radzik Copula?
You know each other. You're both around the same age.
That would be him. But we did not get off to a very good start.
I reckon the two of you would hit it off. He's reliable, and has his heart in the right place. For a young stripling, he's been through plenty. It's not so long since his parents were killed in Skalitz. He was supposed to become a blacksmith, and instead, he's roaming the world, risking his neck at every turn.
Wait, a blacksmith, you say? From Skalitz?
Aye, that's right. Did you know anyone there?
I knew of someone. A blacksmith by the name of Martin.
My daughter knew him most, and that is why Samuel is in this world. For our numerous sins.
Maybe he was my father, but he certainly didn't act like one. Ma raised me on her own.
And that was all for the best.
Why? He should have taken care of me, but instead he fathered another bastard.
Don't make hasty judgments. As far as I know, Martin didn't have any other children. At least, none of his own. He took in Henry, and raised him as his own, on the orders of the Lord of Skalitz, Sir Radzik Copula, Henry's real father.
I don't care if he took care of 20 other mamsas.
That boy's blood father denied him, just like yours did to you.
A person can't choose their parents. And Henry only found out about it recently.
Enough. I'd rather have a drink. Will you have one too, Zayde?
For that, there will be more suitable times.
Good health.
L'chaim.
Good to see you, friend.
Jesus Christ be praised.
Good health to you, sir. I'm Godwin, a friend of that lad you arrived with, Henry. We don't know each other.
Baron Vauclin Brabant, Chevalier d'Arezzo. The last of my line. I am a warrior, a traveler, a strategist, and also, à ma manière, a poet.
My word. Isn't that exhausting?
Mais non! And I'm glad to meet a new friend.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Baron. I knew right away we'd hit it off. How did you end up imprisoned in Malashov?
Ah, c'est une histoire compliquée. It was after I heroically led the defense of Gothenburg, and only lost it narrowly by an unfortunate turn of events.
That needs some explanation. What unfortunate turn of events?
Oh, misère. It is clear you have never been to war.
So, be so kind as to enlighten me.
When they broke through the defense, I ended up in captivity. It was only due to my acquaintances in a court that I escaped execution.
Oh. I thought it was Henry who saved your neck.
My neck was not at risk in Malashov. I may have still been a prisoner with my personal freedom restricted, but they never broke my spirit.
You say you're a poet? How about a verse or two to amuse us?
Jamais. Is poetry nothing but a farce to you? Is a poet a gesture for amusement? I think not. To recite, I require the proper mood. And besides, few here would understand me.
Where have you been on your travels? Have you seen the ocean?
But of course! I was born by the sea. If you are interested in my greatest journeys, Then I have traveled with a merchant caravan all the way to the Ottoman Empire. And if you are interested in my greatest deed, then that was perhaps saving the life of the King of France.
And you wouldn't by any chance know the Pope, personally?
Which one do you mean? I spoke briefly with Boniface IX when I was sojourning in Rome. A pleasant fellow.
How come almost nobody here knows you?
I am operating, as they say. Incognito. My great benefit is my strong connection with the French court. There, everyone knows my name. Here in Bohemia, I'm still building my reputation, slowly, but surely.
Dear friends and allies, in these troublesome times, you all know why we're here. The question remains, what to do next? Sigismund is facing troubles in Hungary, and here too, he is up against resistance. He's a capable strategist, but a poor diplomat. Mark my words. If we wait him out until winter, he will leave of his own accord. By winter, he'll have torched all our fortresses and carried off everything that we possess.
Are we seriously gonna wait and cower in a corner? Or are we gonna drive them out in shame? A few well-planned raids and we could have him in our fists!
At what price? Have you got men to spare? Has any of you got men and money to spare?
We don't have men out there.
Yes, we do.
We do not.
Jobst is right. That whoreson won't fall easily.
Only we can't wait.
Are we to get ourselves killed?
Or end with nothing? Friends, we'll get nowhere like this. Let's adjourn ourselves and try to think it through.
Well, that went just as expected. Good health.
And to yours. Could it have gone any other way when there's so many of us here?
I would have expected a bit more sense from Jobst, of all people. He made an amateur's mistake. But it's hard to be angry with him when he's trying to ingratiate himself with everyone. By the way, I'm John of Liechtenstein. And you must be Godwin, the son of...
That's not a thing I've ever boasted of. How do you know that?
I have my sources. From what I've heard about you, I'd judge you could be quite useful to me at today's gathering.
Is that so?
Indeed. And that's why I'd like to ask something of you.
As it happens, I've got nothing better to do anyway.
Excellent. I expect we can agree that Jobst's plan has certain shortcomings?
That's a weak word.
And the way it stands at the moment, he'll never get the support of the council. But I have an idea how to change that.
Well, I'm curious how you hope to shut Zizka up and satisfy the ones who want peace.
We'll sit and wait quietly until Sigismund withdraws of his own volition, as Jobst proposes, but we'll be waiting in the military camp of our huge new army.
When Sigismund sees that, he'll be off to Hungary all the sooner. At a gallop.
Exactly. Sigismund's army is demoralized and weakened. And besides, he's running out of resources. He's able to tackle fortresses that aren't able to defend themselves, but he won't engage an equal force on the battlefield.
But he can't retreat either. That would be a disgrace.
And that's exactly why we'll wait until he's called back to Hungary by events there. For the plan to work, we need allies, their money and their determination. We've already set the ground for it. We just need negotiators who will push the right people in the right direction.
Are you saying you set everything in motion even before Jobst?
More like in parallel, but without his knowledge. If we find support and make it look like the whole thing was his idea, we'll all win.
Why are you doing all this anyway?
Because I want to put a stop to the senseless deaths, and also because I'm happier with Wenceslas on the Bohemian throne.
You've got an interesting way of approaching things.
You're certainly not the first to tell me that. I take it as a compliment.
I'll help you. What exactly should I do?
I'll give you 3 names. Botchek of Kunstadt, Haman Alder, and Anna of Waldstein. If you can get those 3 on our side, we've won the day. Meanwhile, I'll take care of Jobst.
What if it doesn't work?
I refuse to even consider that outcome, because it would mean slow but certain defeat for all of us.
Why me, of all people?
Because you've got a head on your shoulders. You know how to talk, and you're not just out for your own good. You and your friend Henry are similar in that respect. That's why I know I can count on you both. There aren't many like you two left.
Tell me a bit more about those people, so I know who I'm dealing with.
Certainly. Who do you want to start with?
Anna of Waldstein. The widow of that rich mine owner. What was his name?
Wenzel Bartosz. And I'm not surprised.
I was quite surprised to see her here.
A male affair? Anna is but don't trust appearances. She's got claws, she knows how to do her sums, and she certainly has no love lost for—
And what use can she be to us? Apart from her late husband's money, of course.
She's as sharp as they come when it comes to trade. And she knows a thing or two about diplomacy. There are wicked tongues that claim Bartosz acquired most of his wealth thanks to her, and that it was thanks to her that he died, too.
Botchek of Kunstadt. I know.
That's just the thing. He's got massive estates. He doesn't play the big game. Because he always goes for the sure thing. But once he's made his mind up, not even a pair of oxen will hold him.
Alder the alderman.
He still is. The only one who retained his position after the city. Only he's here, instead of cozying up with Sigismund in Kuttenberg. But he'll continue to have a strong influence on the guilds and the rich.
I'll get on it then.
I wish us both luck. Before the day is over,
Success to our...
I'll tell you, nobody has the likes of these.
Not even Botchek?
Not even Botchek. And he's a great lord.
That's hard to believe. I'd like to check your horses out and see if they're as good as you...
Ha! Even better. But you won't believe it until you see for yourself.
And you might not believe your eyes when you do see them. Well, well, we have a new guest.
I wanted to...
You wanted to apologize for crashing into my home without it by your leave. Or to arrest my guests some more?
I want to have a word with Alder.
Well, I'm having a word with you.
I apologize, Father.
For interrupting our conversation? Or just for being you?
Is that your...
Unfortunately. Speak up then. What are you doing here?
We'll talk later and in private. Right now we have...
Don't try my...
Why so strict, Martin?
20 years ago, he was nothing but a cheeky brat. I got him a place at the Archbishopric to have some sense beaten into his head. Only it wasn't long before they kicked him out. And then I find out he's settled in some backwater parish in Sassau. But he took his boozing and whoring along with him, lost everything, and then came creeping home again. Huh?
Try saying it again a little louder. They might not have heard you in the outer courtyard.
You have the impertinence to show me your face after the way you disgraced our whole family?
You're exaggerating, like you've always done.
Me? Exaggerating? You're horse wandering around as if...
Oh, actually, anything fun was strictly banned under your roof. But maybe you ought to try it yourself sometime. Then maybe you wouldn't be such a bitter old grouch.
You're dishonoring your host.
I can't dishonor someone who has no honor. If you had any, you'd be...
That's enough.
Christopher.
You won't get away with those insults. I challenge you to a duel.
I'm not happy about it, but I accept. This isn't how I imagined my first meeting with my brother.
Make room for us. We'll just settle a very private matter. It's an honorable duel, man against man.
Look in
Not
my
bad
eyes,
for a priest.
not at my
That was
sword.
sneaky.
Left arm lower. I might be old, but I'm not You don't know which end of
They
that
teach
thing
you that
is
in the
up.
seminary? Ha! No chance.
What's wrong with your leg?
Sacre! You're fast. Kurva! I'm wounded. Show.
Stand firm. Otherwise, the first strike will put you on your arse.
Sacre!
Cover your right side. You've got a gap there I can drive a cart through. Swing with your whole arm, not just your wrist.
Enough. That will do. My God. Where did you learn to wield a sword like that? Father always said you were a good-for-nothing boozer. But you could teach sword fighting in a school.
I was in a war, right after they kicked me out of the archbishopric. And you ought to know yourself. Not all the faults that Father sees are real.
Aye. Well, I apologize for going off like that.
So Father would be satisfied, only he'll never...
I thought he was the way he was because his first son let him down. And he hoped at least his second would become...
And no luck again. When I was 6 years old, he wouldn't talk to me for a week because I'd let him down.
The first time he took me hunting, he let me starve for 3 days until I was able to shoot my first...
Only 3 days. He got...
I always wondered who you were. There was...
Look, I really did fuck up everything I could. I brawled and boozed until they threw me out of my own parish. But now, I have a chance to put things...
And that's why you want to talk to Alder.
I've got to get him on our side and to cooperate.
Aren't we all on the same side?
Maybe everyone's saying that. But it's time to put it into action.
After your encounter with Father, actually, I don't think you should even attempt it. Unless you want to anger Father.
What else can I do?
I'll talk to him myself. He'll hear me out for sure. But you'll have to trust me. And tell me...
All right, then. You've heard... It's an...
Only know...
Alder's got some clout with the councillors.
I expect Alder's not the... Leave Alder to me. The plan sounds sensible, and he's no fool.
I don't know how to think.
You can drag me to a tavern sometime. Hard as it...
You're starting to...
exactly why we mustn't. We're trying to forward. I ain't letting that bastard go anywhere near her. Next time. Birds of Arabia fear than the last.
We're on the wrong side. Wasn't it the Lord's?
Paying attention to her. But don't you worry, I'll teach her a lesson too. We could do that. Let's do it.
God bless. Jesus Christ be praised. He's nothing but a
The likes
bloody
of you
fool.
and Kennick, the dry devil.
Now you can't.
Sir Bochek, I need to speak.
A man hardly puts his cup to his lips, and some yobs comes up with a plan as full of holes as a beggar's shoes, and now you're all jostling to win me over for him.
On the contrary, I've come here with an idea how to improve.
Does that improvement include a few thousand men-at-arms, if...
A few thousand men-at-arms as a convincing only in order to get them.
You've got my attention, but not my money yet.
How can I persuade you?
I need guarantees of security. I don't want to end up like...
Of course. Once it comes to protecting property, ideals go out the window.
You can talk, since you haven't got a pot to piss in yourself. If you were in my position, you'd think differently. I have a lot of property, lots of subjects to look after, and along with that, the Lord blessed me with a large family. I can't risk it all in a conflict with Sigismund.
So you need guarantees that you won't be left standing in the cold if you...
My guarantee is called Yitka. She's my niece. If I succeeded in marrying her off to another strong house, I'll have the certainty that I won't be left alone.
Maybe it's enough to find a suitable groom among the allies.
Perhaps someone of suitable standing who Yitka would also gladly accept. I don't want her to be unhappy.
How about young Lord Capon?
He's a youngster still.
He may be young, but he's got something between his ears. He's got battle experience. And when he gets the estate that's his by right, he'll be well secured for life.
If he gets it. Right now, Hanush lords over Rattay and seems quite happy with that state of affairs. On the other hand, the lords of Lipa have a good reputation, and Hanush can always be relied on, despite his temper. Maybe it's not such a bad idea.
I'll convey your offer to Lord Capon. If he agrees, we can...
I don't care what the young lord thinks. Hanush is the... If he agrees, I'll be happy to support.
Pushing a friend to tie the knot to save the kingdom. Things...
The kingdom will not forget his sacrifice. Now stop dilly-dallying and go...
It's like I'm invisible or something.
Take a look at that. A nightingale surrounded by hawks. Job's the nightingale. He looks more like a wet hen to me.
Sir Hanush, I bring happy...
You do? Let's hear it then.
I've gained us a powerful ally.
And who is it? I hope it's not one of those Kuttenberg stuffed guts.
On the contrary, it's Bocek, the Elder of Kunstadt and Podjebrad.
Kunstadt? By Christ, he's the last one I'd have expected to step up. How the hell did you do it?
Well, there's one little catch. I had to promise him... I don't even know how to begin.
Out with it.
Lord Kunstadt has a niece, so... I arranged a betrothal for young Lord Capon, with your blessing, if you agree.
Hans Capon is to marry Yitka of Kunstadt. Godwin, you conniving old bastard!
Oh, fuck.
I don't believe it. So, young Hans is to marry Kunstadt's daughter?
Niece.
If you're serious, I'll make sure that you get the Rattay parish.
Or you could make me the Abbot of Sassa. Or what about a bishopric?
Forget it. Soon I'll be paying for a wedding. Not a word to Hans. I want to tell him myself. But let's drink to it, shall we?
Cheers!
Cheers to you, and to your parleying skills.
God be with you.
Sir Bocek, your niece Yitka can start preparing for her wedding.
So Hanush agreed, without reservations.
Indeed.
Then I will fulfill my end of the bargain without reservation.
Thank you, Lord of Kunstadt.
Enough formality. We'll have a drink. What do you say?
Cheers to the beautiful Lady Yitka and the unhappy Lord King.
Here's to a good bargain.
Godwin, you wouldn't be avoiding... We didn't have much time for conversation on the way here.
With pleasure, sir. As it happens, there's something I'd like to ask you. What are you expecting from today's gathering, my lord?
Well, I have no great expectations. But, all going well, we may be able to establish some joint steps towards the future. As long as we proceed without prior agreement and mutual support, we will be very unlikely to achieve any progress.
I couldn't help but notice your son has a bit of a talent for getting into trouble.
To put it mildly, but not to do him an injustice, knowing young Lord Capon, he undoubtedly contributed to that more than a little. Although, if they didn't pull each other out of trouble, God knows where they'd be now.
Wise words. Still, Henry's come a long way on a thorny path. I trust you're rightfully proud of him.
You know, I am. And Martin would also be glad, even though Henry chose a different path than he.
May God grant him eternal rest. Where did you leave Sir Divish? Surely he's not too old to miss out on such an event.
Haven't you heard? Lady Stephanie is with child. No one even imagined Divish would produce an heir at his age.
As they say, it doesn't matter who kneaded the dough, as long as there's a pie in the oven.
Godwin,
Well, it could be a miracle. Praise the Lord! May I have a word with you, sir?
You? Anytime. With you, at least, there's some sensible conversation. Unlike this pack of conceited upstarts.
Have you got something against the Kuttenberg nobles?
Their forefathers lived up to their ears in dung. But thanks to the royal mines, they were born with silver spoons up their asses. And they think that can turn their blood blue.
But surely they're not all like that. And they are our allies.
Allies or not, someone ought to show them their place.
Young Lord Capon is finally free again. Let's hope he'll take better care of himself now.
He got a harsh lesson. But at least he might remember to lay off that tomfoolery of his for a while. But if not, war will make a man of him soon enough.
Do you think there's really going to be a war? I mean a proper one, not just sitting around and talking about it.
I sincerely hope so. Whoever sits around risks nothing. It's time to get off our asses and take action.
What do you think about Jobst?
Are you testing me? Jobst called this assembly and he wants things to turn out well. We have to trust him.
To turn out well for whose benefit, though? Some are up to their elbows in silver and blood, so others can live in freedom.
Better make sure you're among the latter, then. And in the meanwhile, help the former to keep their losses to a minimum. Take a look at that. A nightingale surrounded by hawks.
Job's a nightingale. He looks more like a wet hen to me.
It's quite unusual to see him cornered like this.
I'll bet my last groschen he's setting the stage for his final performance. I hope there'll be no singing. I've had a few nights. Gales, and they all screeched like the devil.
Be careful with those groschen, my friend.
Praise the Lord.
How big a help, my friend?
Talk about the inheritance like I'm invisible or something.
And he's always threatening to leave everything to the church.
I ain't letting that bastard go anywhere near her. Next time, I'll kill him. If he so much as look. I swear I won't.
I've got some good news.
The bad news is there's hardly any females in this whole damned place. There's some old bat standing there with two young girls, but she watches over them like a mother hen. So at least tell me the good news.
You're going to get married.
Good one. Is she at least pretty?
I don't know. I've never seen her.
You're really a barrel of laughs, Godwin. Wait till Hannah hears this. Now, enough nonsense. Let's have a drink to your health and my...
To your health. God be with you, noble lady. There's something I'd like to ask.
God be with you.
Your diplomatic...
No beating around the bush, eh? I like that. But what do you want my...
Margrave Yob's plan has some gaps, milady. We need to gather enough resources to...
To muster an army that Margrave can't afford on his own?
Christ. Be praised. You're astute.
I should... Although, between the two of us...
Hit the nail on the head again, Mom. You're well informed.
I am rarely mistaken.
I'd say you have a better nose for people than most of this crowd.
Not only for people, but also for good food and wine. And beneficial deals.
Then you're in the right place. This occasion...
The wine here is average. The cooks lack imagination. So, to the point. What?
Nothing more than support and resources for an army to parley more effectively with Sigismund.
Nothing more? I'd say that's plenty. And why ask me for help? Why should I, of all people, take the risk?
It's not only your money we're interested in. You're well able to negotiate and trade. And if you were to take part in our plan...
Then I'd be helpful to you on two fronts. If you want me to support you, you must give me a good reason. Perhaps a favor in return.
Do you have something in particular in mind?
Well, one of the guests here has something that shouldn't get into the wrong hands.
Who's that?
Harmon Alder. Now, if you were to switch these papers for the ones he brought with him, I would support your proposal.
All right, I'll help you. Or at least I'll give it a try.
Alder will surely have the papers in his saddlebags, which he left in the shed on the outer courtyard. Bring them to me, and put these there instead. But watch yourself. Odorim's groom has eyes everywhere.
What brings you here? What bring... Greetings. What do you...
Aren't you a bit...
What's your problem? The horses are...
God forbid. But standing around here must be a pain in the...
Not really.
Shall we roll some dice?
Well, all right. I'll wait at the table over there.
I've got those papers from...
Quiet! You don't have to announce it to everyone.
Milady, with all the clamor going on here, I can hardly hear my own thoughts. Here they are.
You're more capable than I expected. Thanks for the help.
You're welcome. And now you're part of the bargain.
As agreed. I will support Liechtenstein's proposal with both words and money.
Thank you, noble lady. God will...
Yes, quite. But let's drink to our bargain, Godwin.
How could I refuse a toast with such a fine lady? To your health, Lady Anna.
And to the success of our efforts.
Gentlemen, I think we can raise our goblets to the successful conclusion of the negotiations.
Is this supposed to be your secret weapon?
Like I said, miracles happen where you least expect them. Tell me, Godwin of the House of Odorin, what news do you bring us?
I bring nothing from the House of Odorin. But the widow of Waldstein and Sir Bocek of Kunstadt will support our cause.
Both of them? Good heavens, what did you promise them?
This is going to be a long story, and I could use a drink. So if you'll excuse me... My lords?
It would seem that we have all benefited from the break in these proceedings. New alliances have been formed. And I have also changed my plans. We shall still wait for Sigismund to withdraw his troops of his own accord, but we will wait with an army at our backs.
Yes. Yeah. And how are we to raise an army? Wasn't it made clear at the meeting that no one wants to take the risk?
The only thing made clear was that each of us alone is weak, and that we could not find common ground. But that has now changed.
King Wenceslas is, by the will of God, the Balbatim of all his subjects. Not only the Christians, our community, and not only ours, will give you coin.
The Kuttenberg houses are still loyal to King Wenceslaus, and we stand with Lord Ruthard.
And if that's not enough, the houses of Leipa and Kunstadt will unite and march side by side.
My niece, Yitka, will take young Lord Capon as her husband.
Lords Kunstadt, Hanush, Radzig, and I will set out immediately. God willing, we will be back within 3 weeks, along with an army.
Now those are words worthy of a nobleman.
My friend, I still believe that words are more powerful than swords. And our words will ring in 1,000 voices to the glory of King Wenceslas.
After we conquered the city, you promised to restore order immediately. And then I find out things are even more disordered than before.
Your Majesty, we are sorry. We will put it to rights.
You've already said that. I want to hear real solutions.
We will put more guards on the roads and toughen penalties. We can have a few captured bandits executed as an example to others.
We do not care about bandits. We care about rebellious nobles and burghers. What will you do with them? How will you solve the chaos in the town administration, the rebellious miners, and the dismal yields? And how is it even possible that a rebellion against the king is smoldering here in the city?
What do you mean, sire?
I hear the resistance is coming from the Jewish quarter, from right under your noses. Why haven't you done anything?
We don't know who is behind this. Without evidence, we cannot punish them.
Otto von Berghoff did not ask questions in Prague either. He acted. And I advise you to do the same. Find a couple of wretches in a hole somewhere, point them to the Jewish quarter, and give them free rein to do anything. The city's Jewish community was and still is on Wencesla's side. They need a warning.
We do not even have enough men to...
Marquardt, could you spare a few men for a while?
Of course, sire. I'll assign them to Eric. He'll take care of it.
So you see, all you have to do is make sure the city rebel get their share. You could at least manage that, couldn't you? And if the thought should cross your minds that you would get rid of the debts to the Jewish moneylenders this way, forget about it. Your debts will remain, up to the last groschen. Only now you owe us directly. And while we are on the subject of money, has the yield from the mines finally matched last year's?
Sire, the deposits are dwindling, and mining is becoming increasingly difficult. And to make matters worse, the miners started rebelling.
Don't take us for a fool. They'll stop rebelling when you pay them proper wages.
Your Majesty, we can't do that.
Silence! How dare you oppose the kingdom's protector? You're a bunch of incompetent sycophants! Chicken shits! Not any better than the scum hiding in the forest.
And drunks! Give them hell! Lazy fools, the lot of them.
How dare you?
Some of you are even swelling right here in the city council meeting. This is unbelievable.
Remove this swill pot from the hall immediately.
I'm telling the truth. This whole council is a farce. The whole city knows it.
Lord of Sargitz, your insolence just cost you your place on the council, and a month in the dungeon.
But...
Hopefully that'll be enough for him to sober up. And if not, put him in the pillory for a while, bailiff.
I'll see to it as soon as the council is over, Your Majesty.
All I hear from you over and over again are excuses and prevarication. And results? None. I therefore place the city council under the authority of Sir Marquardt von Aulitz, who is present here, with immediate effect. He will make sure you finally do your duty.
But, sire, that would be a violation of the privileges granted to us as a free mining town.
Silence! I am the only guarantor of your rights. You have to earn your privileges, not hide behind them. During my brother's reign, this idleness was perhaps tolerated. But that is over now. You were given a few simple tasks. But instead of working on them, you idled in the baths and lined your pockets. And let the traitors cast their nets undisturbed. But unlike my brother, I am capable of creating order. And I assure you, I do not distinguish between those who stand in my way. Be they beggars, noblemen, or city councillors. You have 2 weeks to restore order in the city and increase mining output. I want clear results, and you answer only to me and Sir Marquardt von Aulitz now. No one else. The council is dismissed. You, don't go anywhere, boy. Be so kind and remain here. Our throat has become rather dry. And we still wish to speak with our friend von Aulitz.
Yes, sire. As you wish, sire.
Between the two of us, Marquardt, was I not perhaps too harsh on them? And speak candidly, we have had enough of false flattery.
Sire, you were harsh, rightfully so. These councillors, they need to be shown their place. You suffered their insolence for far too long. And the same is true of the Jews.
We know. Otto repeated to us several times that it is time to strike against them. We are glad he's not here. He would be intolerably self-satisfied if he knew we had heeded him.
Boy, can't you see the King's cup is empty?
You tend to us as if we were infirm. Boy, pour us a monastic wine. The monks had a good year. We have concerns, friend. The Hungarians are rebelling. Our army is falling apart, and we have enemies here on all sides. Would we had a proper army instead of Cuman mercenaries? They cannot be relied upon. And we are no closer to our goal now than a few months ago. Thank you. It is a good year. If our father were still alive, he would have been astonished by the mess that a few years of Wenceslas' reign brought to us. With a single word, he would have put the nobility in their place, and the country would flourish. God grant him eternal glory.
We won't need much more time. We'll arrest the traitor Odorin, and the rest will fall in line.
You say the others will be brought into line, but what do you know of them? We know only a few of them. But there's a fortress standing on every damn hill here. What side are their lords on?
We'll find out soon enough, sire.
If only Wenceslas were not such a stubborn ass, and relinquished that throne that he has no use for anyway. The nobility, on the other hand, found a ruler like him very useful. They made a puppet out of him.
Once you restore order, they'll join you. All you have to do is promise them the privileges they lost during Wenceslas' reign.
First, they'd have to be willing to make peace at least among themselves. Jobst does everything he can to sow chaos, so that he himself emerges victorious in the end. This business makes me thirsty. Pour me some of that red, boy.
I think Jobst is just waiting for the right moment. He'll switch sides when it suits him.
Maybe. But first I'll have to conquer a few more cities, and get a couple more lords on my side. Then they take the threat of war seriously. And Hungary. If Bohemia is a wasp's nest, then Hungary is a viper's lair.
You will follow in his footsteps, sire, as soon as you get the chance.
But the wine is good here. To your health, And to your health too, boy. May your children grow in a land ruled by a good king.
Thank you, sire. You are too magnanimous.
Why? You did a good job. You can be proud of yourself.
To your health, your majesty.
First, we need to crack down on the biggest troublemakers.
We're working on it. While the consul was meeting, Otto von Beckhoff and his men set out for Raposh. Odorin won't give you any more trouble.
He and Ruthard are in it together. Once we get Odorin, we can handle Ruthard easily. Rabosh will be yours. After all, Otto has already got Malishov.
I appreciate your confidence, sire.
But the devil knows there are a lot more strongholds to conquer here.
For the king, red wine, boy.
No, we shall have white. We have had enough of it.
White it is. Quickly!
If Reborge falls, others will follow.
I think von Berghoff's little contraption will find its use again.
We could use it to raise this town hall too. And I have some suggestions for other candidates.
Not so fast, my friend. It's a wondrous tool, but we can't rely on it forever.
But to bring it here to the square and point it at the city hall? Those sycophants would only benefit from a warning like that.
It's a splendid idea, but it won't be necessary. The councillors are quite fearful enough already that they can hide nothing from us.
There's been enough fretting, sire. You shall see. Soon we will drink to the conquest of another fortress.
You are right. So then, to victory. And you, boy, will you drink with us? So that you shall have something to tell your children and grandchildren.
To
today's, and those of the future.
Surely you don't want... You hear the old drenched axe? He's marrying the young Lord of Perchstein. Sure.
Clear my name. I will charge the enemy with cavalry, break through their lines, and capture Sigismund himself.
Parish priest has quite a view, sweating at the old country, nearly dropped his soul. Hallelujah, darling. Hallelujah, darling.
Poor son over there. I'm filled with grief. My roast was calling out to me, begging to be eaten.
Godwin! Have you lost your hearing?
You in need of something, my...
I'd like to drink a toast with you to our joint... So touching. Come now. What's become of your...
I never had one.
Truly?
Well, maybe once. The older I get, the worse it is. Give me a few more years and I'll become a professional mourner.
See now. I'll gladly drink to that with you. Only there's nothing to drink. We've run dry.
Fuck. I've got a tongue like a slice of weak old bread after all that gabbing.
Well, get something wet.
His lordship is so unsteady on his legs, he can't make it as far...
To hell with that keg slop. Your father surely has something. I had my eye on him all evening. He had pictures and left the rest of us to drink cheap dregs. Try and find one of those pictures.
You can bet on it. I've got a nose for...
I don't doubt it.
About the girls? Or the piglet?
Under the table. Even the notorious...
How'd you like her wine, Chevalier?
The art of winemaking has a long tradition in La Belle France. Recipes are passed on from father to son, and each generation brings them to perfection. I myself was practically raised on wine. How many I have tasted. Even the French royal court took note of my refined taste. The king himself had wine delivered for his table according to my advice.
I expect his lordship had the best barrels rolled out. Now, if you'd only known he had a real connoisseur here.
Best barrels? Mon ami, this wine would perhaps be suited to the infirmary, where it would suffice for cleaning wounds and easing pain. For that, the taste is of little consequence. Give me 100 knights in full armor,
this side, right? I know what to do.
I will charge it.
You'll all need it in the morning.
The rat'll be good, I hope. Red is a good choice.
Now there's a piece of horseflesh for you, Roothart. Not like that nag of yours.
What the hell do you beat it with? It looks more like a damn bull.
Sir! Sir! There's some horsemen right out front of the fortress.
Ah, that's Peter of Pisac. He wouldn't come to the council, but he is coming happily to the celebration, you old fox.
Come on in, sir. There's wine aplenty.
Jesus! The surrounding Christopher!
How we knowing you to flash?
You got him! Leave him alone!
No chance!
Let him have it!
I'll beat you to a bloody pulp, fucker!
Don't kill him! This one's mine! You're dead!
One step back! Stand your ground!
Right on the nugget!
Show your stuff! Nice hit!
One of those fancy moves, for fuck's sake!
Drive those horses out!
Bleeding out your pig! Fucking
Yes! That's his taken! More coming! Brace yourself! You simply knocked it! Leave him alone!
show you stuff. There's no escape.
I have to go back.
Ka! I'll show you. Shake that fucker out! I'll sort you out nicely. You got him! Fuck you!
Do it! For the cross! Done for!
God!
Take that!
Don't kill him. This one's mine.
You got him! Finished! Show your stuff! Taste my steel! Do it! Done for!
Go!
Whoa, whoa.
Christ! Must hurt.
Nice strike!
saw you, fucker!
Die!
Show what you're made of!
No mercy! For the cross! No, you dumb. Good. He's done your death. It's a wonder. For glory! Victory or death! Fuck you! Fucking die already! Fuck you, horse son! For glory and carnage, die! Death! Show what you... Death! Shake that fucker! Do it! I feel quite hungry!
Useless!
That was...
What are you watching for? Done here, Orphan. That was a close shave.
A little too close. Fuck me. Do my eyes deceive me? Henry!
Godwin!
How did you get...
Damn. I can't tell you how happy I am to see you. You turned up at just the right moment.
Is everyone alright?
Well, some are, some aren't.
They captured Odorin, Kunstad and Rutard. And they took Alder and Conrad of Vector away too.
They wanted to slay the rest like dogs.
What about my father?
They left with Jobst long before that. I'm sure they're all right, but not everyone was so lucky.
Where did they go? Back to Rattay?
They've got to raise an army for us. And I hope they fucking hurry.
So we have a plan to counter Sigismund?
More of a promise than a plan.
But, as you can see, our allies are getting scarce. We should lay low until Jobst gets back.
I'll gladly play dead for a while. Be so kind. And don't speak of the dead.
What happened, Godwin? Who died?
Anna of Waldstein. She didn't stand a chance against those butchers. May she rest in peace.
She was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time.
And they almost killed my brother. But only almost. Good luck.
You have a brother? Where is he?
He's upstairs in the hall. He's alive, but he's severely wounded. He tried to defend our father. That old badger's not worth the trouble.
Old grievances aside, Odorin is an ally, the same as Rutard and Botchek.
Oh, they all have their quirks. Cousin Botchek's a money-grabbing magpie. But I wouldn't give up on the fucker either. We'll have to wait for the other side's move anyway. We don't even know where von Berghout took them.
I tried to come as soon as possible and warn you, but von Bergov's people beat me here.
You knew he was coming.
He wanted Odorin. He probably had no idea they'd find most of Sigismund's enemies here in one place.
I bet he couldn't believe his fucking luck.
And Sigismund will be moving at a gallop. We have to be really careful now. One wrong move, and he'll hang the lords.
You want to give up now?
Nobody said anything about giving up. We'll treat the wounded, bury the dead, get the hell out of here. Then we'll hide in the Devil's Den and wait for Jobst and his army.
If I
survive the journey. Oh, God's teeth. That stupid nag nearly broke me in half.
The king announced one more thing at the council. He asked the councillors to ransack the Jewish quarter. That is, he ordered it, more like.
Fuck! Liechtenstein's got his people there. They could reveal a lot.
The city rabbi is sitting upstairs in the hall. At least he's safe here.
They're our allies. We have to help them.
What do you mean by we? Everyone here is lucky to be still breathing. I can just see them all jumping to their feet and rush to save their poor Jews.
Maybe Samuel will figure something out. He wanted to talk to you anyway.
He's here too?
Aye, escorting the rabbi. You should go and see them as soon as possible. And tell Liechtenstein too.
Anyway, we've got work to do. Godwin?
Give me a moment. I'll go and see Christopher first.
One construct captured, the other almost crushed. What have they done that the Lord is punishing them like this?
Good to see you both.
Oh, come on. You know, I've walked out of much worse scrapes laughing.
They could well have killed us all. If it hadn't been for you, Henry, von Berkhoff could have caused a lot.
Von Aulitz surprised even Sigismund with that. You should have seen the look on the king's face when he told him.
Well, thank God we all survived.
Well, not all of us. They killed Lady Anna of Volstein and many other nobles. It was slaughter.
And they captured our closest and most influential allies. Without them, we can hardly get the burghers on our side. We're stuck.
We'll figure out a way to help them.
But how? Our plans are ruined.
Get a grip. Whining doesn't help anyone.
You're right. When I drink too much wine, I get overwhelmed with self-pity. Nevertheless, I have to admit it can't get much worse.
Actually, it might. And very soon. At Sigismund's council, an order was given to ransack the Jewish quarter.
God's wounds! We need to get back to the city and warn them.
I'm going with you.
Out of the question. Do you want to end up imprisoned again? You'll be more useful if you stay here and help Zizka. Henry, tell Samuel and the rabbi to get ready to travel. I'll try to get someone else to join. This is a nightmare.
Doing our work. What if the old lord doesn't come back? Then we'll have a young. He's not a little boy. Soon he'll get married and have a bunch of children.
We can only hope.
Leave it alone. This is a nightmare. Now we're in it. My Tempest lost his life too. They put enough arrows in him to knock down 3 lightning. What about your horse?
I don't know. I saw him bolting out the gate. Someone set his mane and tail on fire. Maybe he survived.
When Dobbs finds out about this, did I not tell you you should not come here?
Sam, I need to have a word with you.
Uh-huh.
Just tell him. You may not get...
I talked to God.
What did you talk about?
We talked about your...
Why?
It's true. Remember how I stared at your sword when we first met? Well, the thing is, I am Martin's son.
What? Pa's son?
Yes, his son. That is...
Why are you even telling me this?
I thought you would want to know. Martin was raising you instead of being with Mother. And me.
I know what it's like. My real father rejected me.
You know, all my life, I thought if I did not give a shit about that man, it would... But now that I know I will never see him.
I can tell you about him if you want. This is not the end. We have to go to Kuttenberg, now. Sigismund ordered confiscation of the property of people in the Jewish court.
The king has approved Xer.
He's no king to me. He's a...
Do you think it's really going to be that bad?
Wake up, Henry. That rabble is capable of anything. They would pillage their own neighbors if they could. But if they do it to us, they will not be...
This is what we were afraid of. But we did not expect Sigismund to be in such a hurry. We need to get back into the city and get the... Will you come with us, Henry?
I'll come. And Lichten.
Very well.
I'll be back soon.
Hurry up. Did I not tell you we should not come here?
You did. But I still insist that it was necessary.
We can go.
Thank God you're all right. On the way here, I saw Sigismund horsemen and feared the worst.
Kubienka? What brings you here?
Well, I heard you were having some kind of a feast here, so I came to grab a bit of meat. And I see, instead of that, you have a massacre here.
Well, the real massacre is yet to come if we don't do something fast. We have to get to Kuttenberg. Can we borrow the wagon you arrived on?
But of course. I borrowed it too, if you know what I mean, but,
Could you stop blabbering already? We don't have the time.
Easy, Ingele. And you, sir, if you can, come with us and help us.
All right. But could you please tell me what the fuck is going on?
I'll explain to you on the way. Time is running out.
Are you coming too, Sir John?
Of course.
Let's go then.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, melech ha'olam.
Hey,
faster.
Settle down, son. If you must keep your tongue busy, then use it to pray.
Would you tell me what the fuck is going on already?
Sigismund ordered an attack on the Jewish quarter. We need to get everyone out of there fast.
Bloody hell. I just got ailed up so nicely today.
Oh, that is just great. My mother's life is in the hands of a drunkard.
Enough with the talking. Can't we really go any faster?
Just hold on tight back there.
What's the matter? Why are we stopping?
We will walk from here. We cannot drive right into those murderers' arms.
But how do we get into the town then?
We will go through Sheol.
There are many abandoned mine shafts under the town. One of them...
Won't it collapse on our heads?
We'll find out. Follow me.
What a blessing it is to have found the passageway.
I would be happier.
Killed our savior.
What did you just say?
Nothing. I'm just blabbering.
I dare you to say that again. Loud and clear.
You know what, sir? Just ignore me and be glad I'm here. And you up front, pick it up a little, could have I? My arse is getting numb. So, do you hear anyone?
If they manage to get all the way here, it is all...
I think... I must have just imagined it. Let's keep moving.
This isn't the way I should go.
Follow me. Hopefully we'll find it quickly. I left a stack of my papers in the tavern. And if they fall into Sigismund's hands, people in other towns will die too.
How can a few pieces of parchment be that important? And what do they contain, anyway?
Nothing very pleasant for the most part. Who hates who? Who could be blackmailed with what? Who's hiding where and why? In short, nothing I can afford to lose. Hopefully everything will be all right at the tavern. My stash is locked away, and Samuel's friends are guarding the place. But who knows what the situation is like in the streets now?
Are you afraid?
Me? Do you have any idea how many times I've had to run from a burning town or deal with a hired assassin?
More than once, I reckon.
A lot more, I can tell you. But I admit, I was afraid every single time. Damn it.
What's the matter?
The door leading up to the tavern is open. Samuel's men wouldn't have left it like this. Somebody else must have got in.
I'll go upstairs and see if anyone is...
I hope so. If they took anything from... I'll gather up my things in the meantime. I'll meet you...
Scared shitless of him.
What do you expect me to do?
That ain't a good idea. I knew a bloke who tried that. I don't know, actually. I saw him go to Eric's tent. Never saw him come out. Bugger this. Not a damn thing here. If we go back and Eric will give us a bollocking again. Damn it.
This don't look like no spies there.
Oh, I can't leave now.
Sorry, lass, but we ain't supposed to leave no witnesses. I'll just have a drink.
Why the fuck do you serve Eric then? You're scared shitless of him.
What do you expect me to do? Go up to him and tell him I'm leaving?
Aye, that ain't a good idea. I knew a bloke who tried that.
And what happened to him?
I don't know, actually. I saw him go to Eric's tent to give him a piece of his mind, but never saw him come out. Bugger this. Not a damn thing here. If we go back empty-handed, Eric will give us a bollocking again. Damn it.
Oh, I can't leave now.
Don't
I surrender.
play games with me.
Enough.
Fight! Don't
Mercy.
try that on me.
I surrender.
Bleeding already, are you?
Die, you wretch!
You won't. Fuck you!
By God's will!
What do you want?
I'm hit!
You won't get me! I'm all yours!
No mercy!
You should have stayed out of it.
No chance!
Die, you wretch!
I'll beat you to a bloody pulp, fucker!
Baruch Hashem, Henry. Sam, you're back already? How does it look outside?
A few of the cutthroats got in over the walls, but we dealt with them. But there are more outside the gate.
4 of them were here in the tavern, too.
Fortunately, they didn't take anything important. But your friends paid for it with their lives.
What?
I'm so sorry. If it's any consolation...
But they didn't look like they just came to the tavern by chance. Eric must have sent... What about your mother? Is she all right?
She is, thank God. I told her to get ready, and we would come for her right away.
I'm really sorry about your friends. We got here too late.
There was nothing you could do. Benavis Amartes.
There'll be plenty of time for that later.
I'm sure Mum is waiting for us. You go ahead. I'll lock the tavern and block the secret passageway so no... But sir, if any more of them... I can take care of myself. God be with you.
Himmel! What's the matter? Where's Sam?
Don't worry, ma'am. He sent me to...
Mein Gott! What happened to him?
Nothing. He's out on the street helping the wounded. Let's go, now. We're out of time.
Wait! Who are you anyway?
My name is Henry, and I'm a friend of Sam's. I was the one who warned him Sigismund was coming for you.
Thank you. I just hope we can escape before...
Watch out! More are coming! Run to the back. It might be safer there.
What's going on?
Sam, are you all right?
I'm fine, but we will talk when you are safe. Now run!
We have to get to the synagogue. But how?
Through the backyard. Follow me. Watch out! They're shooting at us! From the ramparts! Get rid of them!
Watch out! I can't aim! I'll beat you to a bloody pulp, fucker!
Get killed, eh? We have to keep going. We have to keep going. Through the yards.
Help us! Somebody help us!
We cannot get past the wagon. We have to go this way. Through the house.
Slice him up!
Yeah! Slay those
For glory!
Bad lad! Slay those Christ killers! No, you don't!
Is that all you got?
You don't get me! I'm gonna gut you, you whore son!
We have to go through this house.
Slay those Christ
Kill me then!
Fucking cowards! Oh my God!
Sehr gut.
Mummy, are you all right?
I'm fine. But what about you, Mankin?
I'm still alive. We can talk later. Now, we have to go.
We are here.
Kiss them all down! Come on!
What the hell?
What is it, fuckers? You'd rather slaughter women and the defenseless?
Let's go! What's going on up there?
Go inside. Quick. The fucking task.
I've never been so glad to see you two.
In need of a helping hand, are you?
No, I just don't want to die here alone. There they are. Well, now we're really fucked.
Mustn't get inside. We have to hold them back.
For how long, though?
As long as we need to. Break through. Go fuck yourself. Die, Manser! There's more of us!
Two blinds!
Take another one like that!
Come and help me with this bastard!
Show what you're made of!
That was a good hit, huh?
Show your stuff!
He won't even be quite hungry!
My greetings!
Strike! Oh! You're hopping around expecting me this. See that coming, eh? This place is go! Say a prayer if you can. Ranzig's bastard is...
I'm wounded.
Kill them! God will forgive you!
Fuck you!
Kill them! God will forgive you! Face it! All the saints can see it! And you'll soon be leaving them! You let it...
Take that
True blood, yeah! You won't be able to take another one like that! You let him hold nicely! Yeah! Smash his face in!
Now you're finished! Shit!
What are those fancy moves for fuck's sake?
True blood! Yeah! Yeah! Take that hair out, damn it!
Now you'll die!
Swing the eye!
Get him!
Show your stuff!
Hit him on the head!
It's bleeding.
Say a prayer if you can!
Even your own mother will not recognize...
Well, this place of you scum!
Take my
Nice hit!
Say a prayer if you can!
Carnage! Dog!
Smack him on the head!
We'll rid this place of you scum!
Come
Get
help me
the
with this
fuck!
bastard! Smack him on the head! Oh, send my greetings to the devil! True blood! Yeah!
Show what you're made of!
Come on! Everyone's inside! Henry, come on! Let's go!
God mogen meer. Let's go. It's this way. Damn. That was a close shave. I reckon I should go to Samuel's mother and talk to her about Martin. I won't get another chance.
Don't worry. Even if that happens, we'll be able to.
Are you alright?
I'm fine, lad. I thank you for everything.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
Mein Gott, boy. Have you not helped us? Now we have to manage.
I know this might not be the best time, but... do you think we could...
What? You know...
I do. He's,
Borjasem!
I mean, not actually by blood.
Mein Sie's Kindele. Tell me.
He,
Oh... The hen of Schutzurara, it's roir high.
Sigismund burned down my village. Pa went to help me.
I am sorry to hear that, lad. But that is the Martin I knew. He always put others first. At least you survived. That would make Martin happy.
I'm sorry I don't have better news to give you.
Do not worry about it. I am just sad he died before he could meet Samuel.
Is everything all right?
Yes. Do not worry. We were just talking about Martin.
How did you meet Martin, if I may ask?
It was such a long time ago. He wanted to open a blacksmith shop in town, but there was no place among your people, so he tried his luck in our quarter.
And that's where he met you?
The rabbi gathered the good men so they could decide whether we wanted to have a goy blacksmith. And Martin wouldn't stop looking at me all night. Then it went schlag auf schlag.
So what happened that made Martin leave you?
My Martin would never leave me. My father found out we were seeing each other and did his best to drive him away. To marry a goy is isur deoraisa, forbidden. But Martin would not give in, and we kept seeing each other, until one day, I was ubore.
That means pregnant.
Yes. My father knew that if word got out, he would not be able to avoid the shame. So he did not miss a beat and took me out of town in secret. I did not even have time to tell Martin the news. I was gone for almost 4 years. In the meantime, my father told everyone that he had married me off. But my husband died. And he only let me come back when he was sure people had accepted it.
Did Martin not go looking for you when you suddenly disappeared?
People said he did go looking for me, even as far as Colin. But he did not find out anything at all.
If only he had gone all the way to Prague.
Even if he went to the very edge of the world, it would not have been enough. Father would have hidden me somewhere else.
And what about you? Did you ever find another man after that?
No. My father called me a widow, so I stayed a widow.
And he didn't try to find anyone else for you?
You know he did, but it never worked out. I made sure of that.
And did you ever go looking for Martin?
I asked around, but no one remembered anything. Or they chose not to. That was probably my father's doing too. And I could not just leave and go looking for him around the world. I had to take care of Samuel. That was the most important thing.
All right. That's about it.
Before you go, tell me, what was Martin like as a father?
Well, he was strict with me, but not too much. Especially in the forge, he worked me hard. I dream about him quite often. About that last day and what he said to me while we were forging a sword together. He said a life of adventure can be over before it begins. And that blacksmithing might be a dull job, but I keep my head on my neck.
He was absolutely right.
Well, look at me now.
You saved all our lives. Martin would be proud of you. He raised you well.
I'm sorry to keep you this long, but... well, I never thought I'd have a brother, even if not related by blood.
Well, I did not expect that either. And thank you, my almost brother. If it was not for you, I do not know how today would have... What are your plans?
I'll go back to the Devil's Den. To Zizka and the others.
I will see you there then. But first, I have to escort everyone to Colleen. I do not want anything...
Everything should be all right.
Take care of yourselves, dear brother. I will see you this time tomorrow.
Have a safe journey.
Sei gesund.
Fuck me!
Somebody gave you a good working over. Are you all right? Your room's ready.
My room? But
of course.
Ah.
On the first floor, right...
Thanks, Inky.
Tread light.
What do you have for...
I hope you find... I'm sorry.
There too. I'm just saying, if you wasn't so obsessed with them fucking caravans, or else I...
You don't look too good. You should see the sawbones.
No thanks. It's not as bad as it looks.
I hope you find what you're looking for next time, good sir.
You silly doggy.
Somebody gave you a good working over. Are you all right?
Well, this? Nah, it's nothing. But thanks for asking.
I would kill for some meat. You're not alone. If I wanted to fast, I might as well go to the monastery.
You? What would you do there? Unless they needed a scarecrow for the cabbage patch.
Your reverence.
An abbot with a habit. A drinking habit. But speaking of fasting, I have something. You're only allowed to eat things that
I bring bad news from Kuttenberg. Eric's soldiers and the town rabble have torched the Jewish quarter. Fortunately, we saved most of the people. But I doubt they can form an alliance with us now.
Fuck. Where are they now?
Samuel and the rabbi took those who survived to Colleen.
Shit. We have to find Dry Devil and Capon and decide what to do next.
Samuel said to wait for him. He wants to be here when we discuss our plans.
But if he's gone to Colin, he won't be back till tomorrow, will he? Oh well. In the meantime, you can at least have a look for the men Dry Devil mentioned. Adam,
I'll bring them.
Remember Tilka from Caris's mill?
Aye. She once hid me and Racek for a week or so when we were on the run. She isn't there anymore, is she? Karis got rid of her. Never found out why.
Because she's not all there.
What do you need? Can I? Of course.
You don't seem like...
And what else would I...
Oh, come on. And full of...
Me?
And honest to...
How?
Stop. You think I...
All right, if you're...
All right.
I'm glad.
What's new?
A couple of... They don't...
Who are?
I didn't... One of them... Try and...
I'll give it a...
There's two... Maybe they'll let you... And then she's the one... She said that he... You know...
Was he a
Who was... The way Smolka described him to me. He must... I've seen a...
So what...
The girl... I went...
You any idea?
Rumor...
I'll take care.
I'm glad to hear. When you're done with... And that's about...
Sounds interesting.
Can we
Are you out of your mind, Henry?
I'd like to learn it.
Certainly. I'm just about bored to death. If you're a good lad, I'll show you one of my best tricks, or how to quickly send the bastard who's a gift. But it can only be done with a sword. And what's more, you can't have a shield in your other hand.
That sounds good.
Of course. I knew immediately that would... The main thing is to attack from above. To quickly catch the opponent's wrist and push the edge of your own sword over his blade. So it's... If you do it right, I reckon I don't have to... And now, come and try it. Good, eh? Let it sit for a while and you'll get it in your blood. You'll see.
I'd like to learn...
Why not? I've seen you. I'll show... Aye, I can see you like long... The trick is about speed and surprise. After stabbing with the sword, you immediately turn it around. If you do it fast enough, the opponent won't have time to move. And now... Good, eh? Let it... for a while and you'll get it in your blood.
Here you go. Take it. You silly mutt.